Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus, and today we are gonna play some stress teams. After the BS that was the dodge shenanigans, this time around we're actually gonna play with worthwhile teams, and that is stress. So for this first match, I've actually decided to play something that I haven't really played in a long time. It's kind of just a really basic stress comp. You bring a Crusader, you bring an Antiquarian in the back so you can have that synergy with the Abomination. So in case the Antiquarian does get pulled, you still have that take cover so your Abomination can still go ahead and slam. That is if you go second, since I went first it's perfectly okay. I'm quite surprised by my opponent's picks. We're playing against Colinha today from the Discord server. They do have a full DOT team, so this is already an absolutely horrible time for me, but I am praying that we can make this work through overwhelming stress. Although it's very likely not going to work, I will try. So the reason I went for the slam there onto the Bounty Hunter instead of the Flagellant is firstly because I can't focus a Flagellant down, so doing damage to him is impactless? It is unimpactful. it won't do anything. It will not cause a difference in this match's outcome. If anything, it's gonna harm me because he's gonna get the buffs from being lower in HP, he's gonna get the buffs from the Redeem, he's gonna get the possibility of Exsanguinate, and it's just gonna be a whole mess. So I'm gonna leave him for the end. And if this Bounty Hunter gets that uppercut off on my Crusader essentially becomes useless, because in damage teams, he's still fine if he gets pushed to the back. If he gets dazed at the same time, it's really annoying. But if he only gets pushed to the back, he can still Holy Lance. If the Holy Lance gets a lucky crit or a lucky high roll, that can decide the match on the spot. But in a stress team, that collateral damage is still helpful, obviously, but you don't really have full-on trinkets for that. It's not like I have Sacred Blade, Writ of Execution to just do crazy amounts of damage to this Bounty Hunter, so it would overall be kind of a loss for me. I'm quite surprised he didn't just stay in position 4. I think the reason for that is because my opponent really wanted to drop that Battle Ballad, which, I mean, with the amount of accuracy you have, you do need to drop this Battle Ballad. I could have prevented it through using manacles or something of the likes, but I'd rather just be faster, just go for the transform slam, de-transform, go for the pile, do as much stress as possible, as quickly as possible, so I actually have a chance of winning this match, because this Antiquarian, she drops 4 Festering Vapors and my entire team is dead. And she also has the Nervous Stab, so it's not like she's going to be doing 0 damage. I really need to kill her somehow, and I am not seeing the way there. It is unfortunate, but the way there is probably going to have to be through shredding my way through this Bounty Hunter and then just trying to win. Another thing that I will do today is probably only play stress teams with Crusader, because he's been announced. He's been announced for the DD2 DLC that's coming, and honestly, it looks quite cool. It does look quite cool. But did you really have to put the Crusader behind the paywall? I mean, I get it. We got the Flagellant for free. We did get the Flagellant for free, but it's one of the base game characters. I was under the assumption that what Red Hook would do would be basically, you know, they would have to continue charging to add more stuff, right? Because, you know, they need to earn a living and all that, and it's very high quality content. But I was under the assumption that if they release a DLC, it would bring like the characters from the base game for free, or base game. I mean the Darkest Dungeon 1. To bring the characters from Darkest Dungeon 1 for free, and the new characters would come on as paid DLC, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. Of course, I don't even play Darkest Dungeon 2 in the first place, but you know, such is the way of the Butcher's Circus. It just reels me in, and I can't find myself playing Darkest Dungeon 2 unless they add a PvP mode and remove the token system, because that would not work. That would really not work. I've criticized it a lot in the, you know, in the online forums and all that. Basically, the whole crutch of it is that, you know how you have accuracy buffs in the Butcher's Circus? Sometimes you need to take risks, even if you have the accuracy buffs. Sometimes you cannot just lose a turn buffing your accuracy. You cannot lose a turn going for going for like extra dodge or things of the like. So what I think would actually happen in Darkest Dungeon 2 is you would get to the spot where I'm pretty sure you have abilities that remove tokens, right? I don't play Darkest Dungeon 2 too much, but you have abilities on your side that remove dodge tokens on the enemy side, for example. So you're probably gonna have the possibility of having like a character with an ability to do that, another character that has another ability to do that. But if you bring like two of those abilities, you're depriving yourself of other ones, and this happens a lot in the Witcher Circus. For example, I would like to have Stunning Blow on this Crusader, even though I also like Arc of Light. Maybe not the best example with this Crusader. But for example, with the Man-at-Arms, there are some abilities I have to get rid of, like the Guard, just to have this Retribution, which I'm gonna go for here. Perhaps not the best move, because I have severely distracted myself from the state of the match by going on this, not a rant, but by going on this analysis of the token system and how it would work in PvP. And essentially what I think would, oh, that's massive, what I think would happen is that you would get to a point in the match where if you had brought the extra anti-debuff... What? Oh, that's... Okay, that's huge. I need to stop my DD2 rant for a second. Notice how Colinha decided to exsanguinate my Abomination to bring himself to their store and heal the other characters. Now, what happened was the Jester wasn't healed because he refused the heal from the Redeem, so he did not actually receive the healing from the Flagellum dropping to their store because he was not accepting healing. So if he had not dropped the Redeem there and immediately went for the Exsanguinate, the situation would have been entirely different. The Jester would not be at their store here. He's still going to survive, so he might still be able to drop another Harvest. Maybe he wants to drop the Finale, but he's not really in a position to do so, unfortunately for him. But yeah, this match could really turn depending on that Jester. Now, unfortunately, this Antiquarian has that Festering Vapors. He's dead. Yeah, it's a 50-50, he's dead. But you would come to a point in the match where you no longer have that dodge removal token, or that dodge token removal, and you basically have to go for the 50-50, you have to gamble it. It's similar in the Butcher Circus, how sometimes, you know, you can't always bring like two accuracy characters. If you had Jester Man-at-Arms in every single team, it's not gonna work out too well. You don't want to do that because you want to play other stuff. You like variety. Everyone likes a bit of variety in their lives. And not only that, if you always brought Men-at-Arms and Jester, sure, you'd have all the accuracy buffs. You'd be lacking other stuff, but let's say you bring only one accuracy character. That's already great, right? That if that accuracy character dies, you're gonna have to start going for hit chances like the 66. I've already lost my command buff. I no longer have a command buff, which is unfortunate. And I am thinking he's dazed, so I could actually... Oh, this is really risky, but I could do it. You know, this might be the point where I kill the Flagellant. This might be my only chance to take this Flagellant down quickly. So I'm gonna go for this, and then I'm gonna go for... I think I have 2 chances of getting the Death Blow. Yeah, I believe I have... Oh, crap. The corpse is gone. The Zealous hit too hard. He's gonna get rid of my Antiquarian here. It's unfortunate. But probably the Antiquarian... Yeah, there she goes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, little Antiquarian. And now I have 2 chances to get rid of this Flagellant. One of them has an extra death blow chance, the other does not. But in terms of that DD2 thingy I was talking about, you'd get to the point... Oh, massive. You'd get to the point in the match where you have to go for those chancy shots. You have to choose to go for that 70 because there's no other better play. And in the Butcher Circus, you already have trinkets, you do stuff to mitigate it. It's not going to be a 50-50. It's not just going to be a coin flip. It's going to be like a 70, it's going to be something of those sorts. There's lots of ways around it. While in DD2, it would be a 50-50. Matches would be decided on that 50-50. And I know RNG is... it adds content to the game, it adds flavor to the game in some sorts, but just... Your coin flips are not how you want to run your game. I like the choice between going for a 70, which is risky but very high reward, or just going for the safer play, like a guaranteed hit chance, but that won't win me the match on the spot, for example. I really like that that sort of balance we have in the Butcher Circus. That would not exist that would not exist in current DD2. I'm not the biggest expert on it, but I feel like that's what would happen. Now, in terms of what would happen in this match, this was a DOT team with a flagellant, with gone to the map solution, and they still lost. But Shep, how is it possible? How could they lose this? Well, it is. Yeah, I surrender because I was gonna pass. How could they lose this? The thing is, they got pushed around. The bounty hunter did not drop caltrops. He didn't disrupt me at all, so the bounty hunter was pointless. My abomination did a ton of stress. My Crusader was able to chip this flagellant down to low enough for me to get a lucky death blow. If I didn't get that 20, after that I'd have a 45. If I failed that 45, he would heal for 15, I would probably be down to this in a couple rounds because of the Antiquarian Blight stacking up, so I would lose, right? I would lose if I didn't get either that death blow or the next one. But overall, I was just able to do so much stress that it took a while for the DOT to catch up my characters. By round 4, all my characters were at death's door, but it didn't matter because by round 4, all their characters were getting heart attacked as well. So yeah, that is how that match went for that. So let's go for match number 2. So I did say I would use Crusader in every single match, but yeah, you know what, I'm making a video with stress teams, I'm gonna play Chef Stress, I gotta do it, man. Now luckily, extremely luckily, I get to go first again, and both these times, wait, am I recording? Yes, I am, good. And both these times, I am getting very, very lucky to go first because it is massive. But Chef, you just said this game wasn't based on coin flips like DD2. Well, you do have that coin flip at the start. He says he forgot to change a move on the shield breaker. I don't see it wrong. This is a damage team. You have Sway, you have Adderskiss, you have Puncture, you have Pierce. What else do you want? Do you want probably Expose. Probably wanted Expose instead of Pierce, but I feel like having Pierce here is perfectly fine for my opponent, so I don't really think there's too much for them to complain about. Now, I'm in a bit of a weird spot here. I have to go for either the accuracy buff or the bellow. I would love the bellow because it would severely reduce this Arbel's damage and probably keep my abomination alive. But if I don't drop the command buff here, I'm going to miss everything. My doggy cannot hit the broadside of a barn from inside the barn right now. So I really need to drop the drop the command buff to drop the Harry and also drop the Reign of SARS. Now, I immensely disagree with that move, like immensely. You have Pierce in this situation, right? My Chef Stress team is a very kind of a Sudoku squad. Yeah, the family-friendly version of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, the characters can save themselves, right? You have Lickwounds, you have a decently tanky Man-at-Arms, you have Abomination with the self-heal, and you have Flagellant with his healing, but my characters cannot help each other too much. They are also not incentivized to help each other. Full aggression on this guy, full aggression on the Flagellant. In this situation, even my Men-at-Arms is full aggression. I have foregone the Defender and the Numbing Incense, and instead I'm just going full on the aggression here as a bit of an experiment, just to have a bit of fun. And if they went for Sniper Shot, Pierce, Sniper Shot Pierce, my Abomination could potentially be at this door. Dirk Stab, Death Blow, your Jester's in position 2, you're just having fun. The reason they didn't want to do that is because they wanted to put the Shieldbreaker in position 2 so they can maybe drop a Dirk Stab or something and get more ready to finale. They went for an accuracy buff here, which I really disagree with. This is the sort of time where you cannot go for accuracy buffs. You went second, you don't need accuracy. Jester has Finisher Monkey Spot, that's accuracy. Harbalth has 110 base, that's accuracy. She has 2 accuracy trinkets, and sure, her Adderskiss might miss, but you also have Pierce, you also have Puncture, you're okay. You want to Puncture here, you want to Pierce here, you don't need to do that. Of course, the Flagelant's really gonna need it later down the line. Potentially really gonna need it later down the line, but you might not get later down the line if you don't kill my Abomination in a situation like this, and that's definitely what you could have done. I have just been able to freely save my Abomination in this situation, so I'm just going to bellow. And it's not like my team is dodgy. The only dodge I have on my team is a Monkey Spawn on the Houndmaster. This is kind of like a Hail Mary even. He has 15 base dodge, and instead of bringing the attack whiz on him, I like to bring the Monkey Spawn, because if you go second, if your opponent decides to go for a come hitter on the doggy, they actually have an 83% hit chance if they have the base accuracy of the come hitter from the bounty hunter plus the grappling miss. They have an 83% hit chance, and if they miss that 83% hit chance, they lose the match on the spot because of this monkey spawn. So, and other than that, you know, it can be helpful, that 15 dodge, it can dodge some other things, it's not just the come hitter if you go second, but that is one of the situations where it is the most crucial. So they drop Harvest here, which really is just going to be completely negated, because I have my Flagellum dropping to Death's Door, right? So he's dropping to Death's Door, he's healing other characters, he's dropping Redeems. That Harvest is not going to do anything. I feel like they have a team which was ready to focus single targets and also remain defensive and remain alive with the Reclaim, and it would be perfectly okay. Colinha says, the dodge doesn't mean anything to you, does it? And the thing is, I used command buff. I took a gamble, even though I really wanted to drop the Bellow to reduce that Arbalest damage. My opponent did not punish me for not going Bellow, so they are just losing massively in this situation. That is really the only way to explain it. I am at almost full HP with all my characters. Their midline is already getting absolutely, I wouldn't say destroyed here, but they're not having a good time. They're basically not having a good time. So far, this is going quite well for me, despite me facing an Arbalest, which is really strong, especially against my bleeds, despite me facing a Flagellum, which of course fights my Flagellum really well. The Arbalest can cure his bleeds and he's immune to stress, so that's really not a great situation for me to be in. I've already used 2 of my command buffs, but I don't need to use another one. In this situation, I feel like the best usage of my turn would be to just drop the Bellow. But Chip, you could have dropped the Hounds right there. Go Harry, Harry is fun. If I drop the Bellow sooner rather than later, I can apply the damage debuffs sooner rather than later. When do you need damage debuffs as a stress team? You need them now! You need them now! You need them before your characters drop to Death's Door. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. She goes for Puncture on my Houndmask, which is a little late, but it is still fine. It is definitely still fine. It puts me in a bit of an odd spot in position to a spot I don't really want to be in, but you know, it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to Harry. I'm obviously not moving back there. There's no need. She goes Masochistic, which could make a difference. It could make a difference. Not really what I wanted on her. Hopeless is fine. Selfish is plus dodge, so that's also not what I wanted. But it can also do some very silly things, so far it is looking okay. One thing I am worried about is, I'm not as worried because I have Retribution on my Man-at-Arms. I'm actually not as worried. One thing I would worry about here is that my Flagellum has already used 1 heal. He still has a lot of DOT on him, so they're going full on my Flagellum, right? Usually the idea if you go full on the Flagellum is because you also have a Flagellum and you think your Flagellum can 1v3 the entire enemy comp. In this situation, it can't really 1v3 because my Man-at-Arms isn't useless. He has Retribution. And even though the Retribution tickles, even tickles can kill. And that's definitely what I'm gonna try to do here. I'm gonna try to tickle my opponent to their demise. So I am gonna... If I slam the Flagellum, I get finale'd. Oh, that's not particularly nice, is it? No, I don't get finale'd. They don't have enough damage. Quick, slam the Flagellum, quickly. Quickly, swiftly, I slam the Flagellum. Are they dropping to this? Oh, yes, they still are. Good. They do not have enough damage here. They're Hopeless, which isn't a damage debuff unless they go first, which they don't go first, so it's basically -0, so it's okay. But they only have 1 finale buff. These 2 kind of counter each other, and they will be at this store. With only 1 finale buff, they do 9 to 16, I believe. 9 to 16, yeah. So they don't go for that, they just go for the heal there, which is wise, to say the very least. 75! Redeems before Exsanguinates, boys, that's the rule. Oh, the luck. I will admit, that is a bit lucky. Oh, I will admit that. Oh, we need to the surrender. Yeah, that is a bit lucky, because what my opponent could do there, and what they wanted to do, is drop a Dirk Stab, pray that they survive the hit from one of my characters, which they could. I would stun the Jester. I would stun the Jester there, but what they wanted to do was go for the Dark Stab, and then they would have enough damage to Finale, but I could still stun the Jester. At this point, I could potentially even lose the Flagellant. There was also an idea in guarding, but of course I'm playing against a Shield Breaker, so the guards aren't going to work. But yeah, just Shep Stress Domination, I guess. Let's go for match number 3. Alright, and here we go straight into a match number 3, and once again I get to go first. It is becoming quite concerning how many times I get to go first, but this time around I am playing with the Kalashnikov comp, so this is probably the most fun and also the coolest stress team there is in the Butcher Circus. Shep Stress, very cool, Kalashnikov cooler, because its idea is to cause as much stress as possible at the detriment of the winning, of like even winning, because you do some very odd decisions when you play this team. You have to kind of roleplay it. You are playing 4 maniacs whose entire life purpose is to stress the hell out of the opponent's side, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Now, in this situation, I am once again facing a decent amount of dodge. There's a monkey spot, there's decent base dodge, and decent base dodge on the Antiquarian. Also went first, so I feel like a command buff is warranted. So the Kalashnikov comp kind of just tries to bring 2 of the highest stress output characters. Honestly, the two highest stress output characters, which are the Houndmaster and the Occultist, slams them together in the back, where they're going to be absolutely demolished by lots of things because they have essentially no defense, but they just go absolutely ham if you let them go ham. Sometimes you don't even need to let them go ham, because another idea of this team is if you put 4 characters that are quite capable of shutting you down together, even if you shut one of them down, while you're doing that, they're destroying you. So you can kill a character, but at the same time the rest of your team is gonna die, and that's basically what they're trying to do here. Minimal defense, maximum offense, and that's what I'm trying to do. I could have brought the Carnival Mask on the Man-at-Arms, would've, could've, should've, didn't. So I'm gonna be punished by, you know, missing out a little bit on that stress output, but I think it will be okay. It's not the end of the world here in this situation. Now, there is a point in going Retribution, since there's Harvest, Harry, Festering, and I guess I will go Retribution. It's not stress. It's not stress. I am cheating. I am cheating. But the thing is, all 4 of these characters kinda wanna hit my Man-at-Arms. Even the Abomination wants to drop a rake here. And I feel like, you know, having the repulse to maybe get a crit, maybe counter some of that stress, maybe dissuade my opponent a little bit, maybe do a little bit of collateral damage, it could be very helpful. Look, it's already helping. My opponent sees, oh, he has repulsed, so he's not gonna go Festering Vapors with Materia Pestis. He's gonna see, oh, I'm gonna take a bit of damage, so he drops a turn on regen, which is useless. Right, it's borderline useless. Completely useless. I just drop Harry's, I do stress, I don't care. I really do not care about the Rejuvenating Vapors, but your collateral damage, it's getting destroyed. Yeah, it is. If she goes Courageous, I'm gonna be really pissed, but... Oh, it actually hurts. Oh, that's nice. I do have a command buff on there, so you can actually use this Repulsed, even without the Shield Spike, if you have a command buff. I have plus 32 accuracy on it, so yeah, it does have a decent amount of accuracy at this point. My team is getting destroyed, but it is okay because, oh, that's so juicy. You know, this is just command buff. Command buffs equals crits. That is the math that no one should ever forget. Command buffs equals crits, and that is a lot of crits we're outputting, ladies and gents. He is up to 18% crit chance on each character with that Abyssal Artillery, and once you do get a crit with this, you get the extra 10 stress, you get the extra damage, which is quite significant, and you also get the an extra turn of horror. So this is one of the best abilities to get crits on. Now, one thing I must say is really sad here is that if my Abomination dies, he does not get a second turn of horror through, which is a massive loss for me, because that means I'm not gonna get them to heart attacks that quickly. Now, They mark themselves and they get the death blow. So the thing is, I even brought the Clash of the Beast here to stay alive, but I mean, what can you do against a crit rage for 30, right? You can't do anything, man. You cannot do anything against that. You can pray. That's what you can do. You can pray that your opponent doesn't get the 60 death blow, but sadly they did. A little bit of RNG goes to their side, and you know, I just have to suck it up. It is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. That is what they say. He's not quite dropping to their store here. He has 2 finale buffs. That's not really enough to kill my occultist at this point with the power debuff in there. It's not really enough. If I do click, it will be enough, and I do not want that to happen. So if I will probably just drop a pull here on someone at some point. This store as well. Well, at this point, I drop the Harry, right? I drop my final Harry and pray that the stress catches up to my opponent. If I had that Abomination here still alive, I could drop a second turn of horror, or rather a second transformation, and all these characters would melt with stress. It would be absolutely beautiful to witness, but you know, he's just dead. Really unfortunate. And I was gonna click him and go Absolution as well, and get a crit on it too, you know. It sucks to be me sometimes. It sucks to be me. It's a lot of horror that you can do with the A-bomb. It's 8 times 4 for each character, so that's 32 times 4, which is 128. That is a lot of horror for a move that just, you know, transforms you. And you can also rage, you can also rake, you can slam as you do that, you can reposition. It's 3 insane amounts of stress, and you really love it. Now, I would like Abyssal Artillery here. I do like Abyssal Artillery here. How much do I like it? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. He's gonna drop the Dirk Stab on me anyway, right? Yes, go aggressive, you know what to do. Demon's Pull is a trap. Don't go for the pulls, go aggressive. You know what's gonna happen? Jester drops to their store. Regen isn't enough to stop the DOT. He's gone. We're fine, right? Don't drop regen. Fuck. Okay, that's very annoying. that is very annoying. She drops that regen, so now he's not actually at this store, so he's gonna be okay. He's still gonna die, let's be honest here. He's still gonna die a terrible death, because the Houndsary here is 3 kills, as long as my doggy doesn't whiff. He still has Attack Whistle. I do bring Attack Whistle on this team rather than the Monkey Paw, because screw defense, it's pointless. And one terrible thing happened there. I missed the Jester. The 0 dodge Jester managed to dodge me. I don't get a death on either of these characters anyway, but the DOT should be enough to counter the regen at this point in time. Sadly, she's dead. She's dead. That's very good. She's completely dead, so she cannot counter me with more regen. That's very helpful. Oh, that's very good as well. And do I keep the riposte up? Because I have to deal with this Abomination, right? I have to deal with that Abomination. Can I get him through the stress? I don't think so. I think I might have to keep the Retribution up here. He's gonna transform again. Keeping the Retribution, you say. Keeping the Retribution up. I can harry start of next round. Maybe I can harry. Let's do this. Let's do this on the A-bomb. I think this is the move. I think this is the move. I could have gone for a Bell there, but she's dead already. That's gonna cause extra stress on 2 characters, that's good, but he lives. He lives, sadly. Yeah, he lives. Oh, unfortunate. No, there's really nothing I can do. He's dead in 2 rounds, unless the regen outdoes. Oh, that would be horrible. I think the regen will outdo the bleed here. Freaking Tears of the Lost Man, broken ass trinket. Oh, Shep, you were saying the regen was weak, but it's killing you, huh? He goes for the Dark Stab on the right character with the act out. The Abomination can transform once more. He's gonna go for the Manacle. Oh, that's so good! Oh, that's so good! Not only do I survive, I don't even get stunned because of my base dodge. Okay, that's 2 characters gone. That's very good. That is very good. And all that's left is this Abomination. Now, he has 2 Absolutions. I have a decent amount of DOT on me. That is so unfair, says Colinha. It is unfair. Let's be honest. It is quite unfair that that this has happened. I live, by the way, so they still have to deal with me in this situation. Do I stress them out? I remove their damage, right? I remove their damage by doing this, so it's going to be more difficult for them to kill my man-at-arms, bring them down to 0. So I do, yeah, they're still going to transform Rage him, right? But with the damage debuffs from the Hopeless, because he's always going first, and with the... I could even forego the riposte. I have to think it over. I have to think it over. Oh, I should have waited. I should have waited. Okay, math, chef, math. I need to bring him down to 0. He still has the absolution. He's not gonna go for my man-at-arms. He's gonna go for the doggy. So I can bellow this turn. I don't have to drop the riposte. I can bellow. He's gonna go for the doggy. He doesn't really have time to go for the man-at-arms here. If he does not kill the doggy this time around, I will drop a lick wounds and the match is over. So that would be really unfortunate for my opponent, and that might happen. They might drop a transform rake here, but yeah, okay, there we go. There's the death blow. Unfortunate death blow, but such is the way of the Butcher Circus, and now I drop the riposte. One thing they could do here is just heal. They could just drop heal, and basically, you know, it's fine for them. It's honestly just fine for them. Drop heal here, there's really not too much I can do about it. I'm just gonna bell riposte, and you know, I don't really profit too much. I don't have an affliction on me, so it's not gonna pass turns for them to pray that I get a bad act out. But it's still a fine move to do, and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna heal, which is unfortunate because, you know, it's a lot of freaking HP and a lot of freaking stress healing you get from that, but I still have 15 HP, I have 30 base prot, and I'm praying that it does something for me. I'm gonna keep spamming those battle debuffs and just praying that this works out. Is that a desync? I believe this might be the desync. That is so unfortunate. At the greatest point of the match, the Butcher Circus fails us. Oh, please don't. That is really unfortunate if it is so. Oh, no, we're fine. We keep treading on. We tread on. They're gonna transform here instead of going for another heal. They're gonna keep the heal until after they get the heart attack, I feel. Okay, that's a nice riposte we get on there. I'm gonna drop another one. And they do stress themselves out here by just being alive. I will go afflicted in 2 rounds, which is unfortunate, but, you know, we pray. We can pray. They go for the rage. They might die here. There is a decent chance they die. They drop to the store. They've killed themselves. You're so silly. You're so silly. As long as Selfish doesn't do something extremely dumb here, I have won this match. Yeah, it's GG. They're so silly. Why would they go for the rage there? You know, you have 30 seconds, my man. You have 30 seconds to think. You're shooting out moves like an Uzi. You're just going bah, 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 bah. There's no need. There is no need. You could have very easily won that. I'm going afflicted. They could have just transformed rage, de-transformed heal again, and they would be perfectly fine in that situation. I'm gonna go afflicted. I'm probably gonna be at this store really soon. I can keep dropping bellows, but I mean, I'm doing 13 and they're healing 25, so it is an unfortunate situation for my opponent, but big GG's to them. I do hope the anime girl gets like an extra 2 likes, so hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.